All right, folks. We are live. Season 3 entrance. And I am about to go in and do my main wisdom check to log in and set up the first walk. I don't have an existing character on the server, so I have to create a new one and start from scratch on the Season 3 test server here.
Should I join you?
You can't.
Can't.
Content creator. So this is test server. This is season 3. I'm not even in season 3 yet. I'm in season 2, first, second week. So this skips me to see the content, and so now I'm literally looking and streaming live the opening of season 3.
Showdown with Tiamat.
I don't see it.
We've come for you, Dragon Queen.
You are on.
I'm on Twitch, yeah.
The ground is caving in! We can only focus on attacking from one side!
I always pick the lightning.
We're no match for her. We have to go. Open the portal. Retreat. Special.
No, it's not over yet. We can still fight.
I have indulged thee far too long, child of chaos. My world, my rules. None are permitted to violate this. Know your place, impudent whelp.
Ooh, okie dokie.
Now you get to pick.
We have a new one. We have a Highlander. What's a Highlander? The human race that mostly lives in the highlands of the continent's northeast. They've settled down there since before the formation of settlements and empires. The isolation and cold of the highlands have allowed them to focus more intently on the pursuit of truth. Well, that's a new one. I want to try the new one. I am going to be somewhere in the middle. Okay. Gonna turn myself into a sexy beast. Alright. Oh, look at that, eh? Not too shabby.
Tried out the new content, all of it, huh?
Ugh. Scar.
Uh-oh. Oh, oh. Did it like a lobby. Oh, oh. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you should turn it around. Yeah, turn it around. And on, and on, up there.
Hey, Stap. How are you today, brother? Good to see you. Welcome. We are currently in Season three's test server, showing the beginning of Season 3. So, very cool. I am very excited. I have every single character and every artifact and all of the gear and everything you can need, and you know, it is what it is. So it's just going to be a great, real fun way to test all of the new stuff. Look at all them juicy characters. Whew, exciting. Oh my goodness. Now I've actually got to figure out which ones are the Season 3 characters, because I am not 100% sure. Minster's not even showing up. It might have something to do with the fact that I just completely upgraded him to the highest level he can be. So there's their...
Not again. Something is changing.
Excuse me.
Border defender shall
Got a big job?
Only insects grow out of sand.
Trying to figure out
come over here.
which season is Season 3 characters. So... No, not the right button. I want the gallery. So this is what we're looking at. Now the difference being is Burn, Wild, They are from season 1 and season 2. There is the new corrosion characters. So she
As a
is
monarch
a
myself,
new
never
corrosion
will I
character.
commit such a
Sacredia.
foolish mistake.
Sacredia corrosion. Look at her. She's just exciting. Woohoo! Very good. Very good. Loving the graphics, loving the visuals. She's got a waist. Oh my god, she's skinny thing. Holy.
What's up, Rick?
Hey, brother. How are you? Is that stop?
It's stay up.
Stay up. Very good, very good. How are you today, good sir?
I had to go run some errands and stuff. I just got back home, so I sat down for a little bit.
Excellent, excellent. Very good.
So,
Go ahead.
so the launcher says that our server's in season 1, but you're saying season 3?
I'm in the test server. I'm on
Oh,
yeah.
got you. Okay, I was like,
I'm
wait, what?
yeah,
I
no,
said, I'm
this
so confused.
technically this is now my
The
4th
spirit
character,
of
so
the Strang dwells among
oh,
us.
hang on. I gotta no, I missed it. Never mind.
I like that this game, that free-to-play players can still stand a chance in PvP. You know what I mean? That it's
Oh yes, yes, with Sigrid and you get the right combinations in there, you can still hold your own. You can see a rare team take down a legendary team if you just have to understand the mechanics.
Come over here.
I think what confused me in the beginning was, when you're starting off, how do you go about deciding which characters to choose for your starting lineup, like at the beginning of the game?
Typically, I think that just depends on what you're dealt. Like, what characters you're dealt. When it's a little more difficult when you're passing from season 1 into season 3 or season 2 because you already have a lineup. You have all the characters from your season before. But when you're just starting into season 1 at the beginning of the game type thing, it's basically you have the characters that you're given, and you have to do what you can do with the characters provided type thing. Now, the game obviously gives you a great deal of dice, so you get a lot of characters very rapidly.
Right in the very beginning,
At
and
the
then I'm
very
guessing that slows
beginning,
down.
and that gives you choices and so forth and so on. But
I hear
in my opinion, basically at the beginning of the game, you really do have to.
touch the wilted leaves.
It's just a quick. You have to pop through the content, and you have to. It's just the grind, and the grind can only really takes. I mean, if you dig in, it only takes 2 or 3 days, a week, and you literally are at a playable level, like quite easily, right? So, I mean, that's just my thoughts. So you come in, you basically it just depends. One, it depends on the season that you're in and what the primaries are. So typically in season 1, you have fire and poison is your elemental affinity, and the game content itself gives you fire and poison, right? So
Right.
that's typically where you start. You start with your Hexandra because she's your best healer. You start with you're typically going to be provided the little frost tank boy to begin with that you get at the beginning of the game. But Horus is given to you fairly rapidly type thing in the content, which is an epic level tank, but he is free to play.
So right now I'm running Garius.
Hang on, you're echoing here.
Oh, my bad.
Um, where are you?
The city of the forest
I don't know what happened. You're
embraces
just,
every
yeah, you were echoing heavily.
and never lets go of its enemies.
Is it better now?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
I don't know what was going on. So my team right now is Garius, my character, which is a lizard folk, and then the Horus poison guy.
Yeah, okay.
Adolf, and then I'm running Hexandra.
See, now that's just a good all-around team. I mean,
Is there anything?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, out of those I mentioned, since I already have Adolphus, is there any I should place Hexandra with?
Adolphus is far superior. Adolphus is
Really?
literally is probably the one of, if not the one. He's literally the top 3 support characters in the game.
Right, but with if you, but there's no reason to run Adolphus and Hexandra, right?
Well, there is, because you're gonna run into dungeons where you can't have poison and you can't have fire, but they're a team, right? So they are part of the same synergy. So fire and poison works together quite extensively, but you're still going to use them in other occurrences. So there's going to be spots where you just can't use fire, so you use poison. Like in the fire, well, it just depends. You're going to need other things entirely, right? So to get through the beginning of the game, you pretty much need at least 2 teams. Because typically your basic team that you have, your Adolphus and your Traveler and so forth and so on, they will get you through the Goblin Lair up to a few levels so that you can farm it to get more experience to level characters. And they will get you typically through 2 of the crystal, because you start with fire and poison characters. It also starts you with the fire crystal dungeon. So the issue is that in the fire crystal dungeon, it's fire and poison in season 1 to start. And what this causes is you have a big deficiency when you go into the fire crystal team with your fire and poison characters, because you take a great deal more damage and the boss takes less damage from them, so they die much easier. You can usually still use the team to kill the first level, because the first level is just quite simple. But to be able to get in there and get up into the next levels, you have to have that second team that's going to be able to run the fire thing. So typically you build something in the ice and radiant, or I should say ice and necrotic, or whatever your synergy is for the first season, right? So that's, yeah, because it's fire, poison, ice, necrotic, and lightning and radiance, I believe. Yeah, for the first season. So yeah, that's basically where it has to be, because you have to have the 2 teams to be able to get the content to get up high enough. Because as I'm saying, your primary team is going to be able to run typically the Ice Crystal dungeon and the Tempest dungeon. He can usually do both of them because they don't have any disabilities. You might have to adjust a character or hear. So the best bet is to just go to those dungeons. Look at the new systems now that actually show you, because if I'm actually on my screen here, if I actually do that, because if you go to there, right, so that's the Goblin, and then it wants to start you basically next with the fire, and then you can usually complete this one and the other one. Right, so that's the only difference in the beginning. That's how you choose your teams. If you go in here and actually look at the Tempest, okay, so you get in there, you're on your first level. Don't mind me, I just lit up a totally legendary. If I literally hit click, it'll zap them in 2 seconds and they'll be dead. It's just ridiculous. But I'm just here to show you what I'm referring to. Because basically what happens is when you come in, you have, this one is the Lightning Elzeraz. This is the Tempest, right? So the affinities are different because I'm not in the same account. But this is where it takes you to have the information that you need on how to beat it. So if you just pop in here, it'll show you which characters you have in your alignment that are capable of the dungeon, right? So that's basically it. It'll just, you pop in there, it'll quickly tell you which characters that you existingly have in your lineup that are going to be able to complete the content in the dungeon, and that can help you focus on which teams to start with. But that changes so quickly because you can literally log out of the account. You can literally come back out of the dungeon, hit another diamond, and get another character that changes the game, right? It's because you might want to come back. But that's what it is. You basically need a good tank, a good healer, preferably a good support, like a good dedicated healer, right? Like
Like
Hexandra. She's
right.
like Hexandra's a dedicated healer. Okay, that's what she does. She heals. She has healing on both her battle skill and her main ultimate. She also has a buff dispel though, so she will dispel one buff off the characters and so forth and so on, but she is slightly limited in range. Adolphus is not limited in range. He can hit anybody everywhere. He puts up shields. So and he heals as an alternative. But like if somebody already has a shield on him and then he goes to put a shield on him, he heals them instead is what he does, right? Which is great. It comes in very handy. He can typically, once you get him stronger, he can support the team and do what he needs to do. But in some fights, the damage is too high, and you need a dedicated healer and a support healer. So you put Adolphus and Hexandra together in a team, and then have your tank and two other DPS, and boom, you're smashing through content. But then you run into dungeons where you can't use those characters, so you have to change it up. And so that's when you suddenly find yourself going back down and leveling and grinding through the dungeons, the Tempest and the Fires and whatever again to bring different characters up. And that's, I mean, throughout the game, you're going to be going back and forth. You're going to be leveling crystals. You're going to be getting with the experience. You're going to be running the gear dungeons, and it's continuous. Like you have to keep going back and forth because by the end of the game, you've got to have 6 full teams. Now the problem being, in the end game content, when you're running those 6 full teams, because that's the problem. Like you run through the game, if nobody tells you if you come into the game completely blind, you're not the kind of person who reads or studies or does anything, you just get in there and go, you're going to make mistakes, right? You're going to make huge mistakes that are going to cost you points, experience, like we all do it when we first start a game. You have to learn how. But technically, if a person goes and learns, like studies or reads a little bit about something, they're going to do much more better. There's all sorts of videos that people can reference and whatnot on for little tips and tricks. But I mean, that's the gist of it. The simplest way is to just utilize the new tools within each dungeon to help you learn better which characters are going to meet the needs. Once you have a better understanding of the dungeon, you can mix and match characters like crazy, right? And I mean, that's the difference. With this testing account I'm in, it now gives me the ability to do that because I have every single one. So I can test epics. I can level them in seconds. I can run dungeons. I can literally go and test a dungeon basically at any level with any set of characters here. And that's just what's so fantastic about it. It really gives me the ability. But this is the Season 3 server. So my affinities are different. Everything is different. So, but whatever. This is the place for me to learn. And that's just the gist.
So where'd you see that button in the dungeon that shows you, out of all your roster, which ones are good for that dungeon? Where'd you see that at?
This one right here. The little square with the question mark, or the little rectangle with the question mark on, down by the right bottom right corner there.
Okay.
Yeah, because it
That
pops
shows
up.
you which dungeons.
Well, it tells you like this one's going to be good in the Grand Gladiator Arena. Well, that's a bad character choice. It's not showing much. So you got players' comments. You got all of this type of stuff. And there's these things like, okay, so now this one, I think it might be because of the reasoning. I'm not sure why some show and other ones don't. I think it might still be because my game content's not 100% loaded yet, is why I might not be seeing, because it's missing a row here. Like it's literally, you'll notice that it does. Some of these characters have it and some don't. She's got it, but that's because I had her last season, and might be the reasoning for it because I've actually played her. But this is a new account. Like, I'm connected. This isn't connected. I don't know. I have no answers for that. I'm just confused. But this is the spot. You go in and it literally says recommended lineup. It does show on most of your characters. And, I mean, this, yes, it's showing you legendaries. But below it, it's okay. So it's telling you that this is the main damage dealer. Here is your epic versions. There is no rare option. It's not showing you a rare option. In this one, she's the legendary version of her. There is a rare option. So Nord, if you get a hold of him in the Ice Blast category type thing, but that's, like I said, that's Season 2 stuff. So that's just that team is what it's basically about.
Now seasons, is it like other games where, you know, you'll have a season for a few months and then you move to season 2,
Yes.
3, and so on and so forth?
Yes, yes. And the way that this game works is that at the end of your season, they take your entire server and all of its content and merge it into the new server that has all the season 2 content preloaded and ready in it. So they take your existing games and merge it into the new server. So it resets the alliances, it resets everything. You have to
So you don't have to like move servers, it does it all automatically.
It all does it for you. It takes about an hour. Well, they shut down for 2 hours, they say. It takes it about an hour. And they
And all your characters on your roster, they all start at level 1 in the new season, correct? Is that so? Like once we go to season 2,
yes, yes,
my whole roster will be all level 1s, correct?
yes, correct. All your armor resets, all your accessories. You keep your artifacts, of course. You know, stuff like that. You'll maintain.
Oh, you do keep artifacts.
Oh, you'll keep your artifacts, but they are set right back down to 0. You have to level them back up. But they do give you, you know, I think it's 50%. I'm not sure what the percentage is, but they do give you a bunch of the essence that you've spent in back. I know it's not all of it because I've spent a lot of essence, but but yeah, I mean, when I went from season 1 to season 2 on my primary account, which is the one I did the best on, you know, I got the horse. I was in the 150. I was in the 150 level to get the horse. So
So there's mounts in this game?
Well, there is. There's season rewards. If you're high enough in it, you get a mount. I lost my train of thought.
Something has changed.
Excuse me. One gift into
Needless to
Catalyst
say,
has no right
this
to
is Garika. She's support. She's right from the beginning of the game type thing. So when you go into her little setting thing, see, it doesn't. It might actually be season 2. I don't know if it actually has it in season 1 characters.
Now you might have to do all the storyline over, maybe.
It might literally be because I'm not high enough with these characters, because I think you have to be a certain level before it gives you, like, I haven't used them. That might be why it's not showing me anything yet, because they're all brand new. I haven't used them. I think it adds in after you use them.
Well, like, some of my characters will show, like Garius, right? It doesn't show on him.
Oh, yeah, no. So, yeah, so it might. Have you used them in a fight yet, though?
Yep.
Yeah, so then that's Curious is season 1, so I'm wondering if that's the reasoning for it. I will find out, because now I'm curious. Where is my Garius here? Okay.
So how long have you guys been playing the game?
Oh, I've been playing since like October. September, October.
Oh, that's right. This game just came out last year, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it's only like 2 months before I started playing or something. You know, a few months longer than that, like development-wise, and like there was season 0 type thing that for the original beta testers and stuff like that. Like, so, yeah, season 0 was technically the first season of it, so there was the testing season before it, and the people that were involved, the testers, the beta people, they got to keep their characters, so...
What?
Yeah, so we'll see. We got Garius up here on this
one.
one.
My issue was I watched I watched some stuff where people were saying this is pay to win. You better have some money
My
if you
blade
That's
want
not
to.
true.
If you want to
won't
compete.
let me
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but then you talk to people like you guys who, been playing the game and stuff, and are like that's not true at all.
You can advance yourself and make yourself way better for way less money than a lot of other games in this. Like you can improve yourself greatly, but you can also, for small amounts of money, you can advance extensively, right?
I, I
But
just
for
got the little
nothing.
monthly thing, like the battle
Well,
pass
yeah,
and the other one.
yeah. I'm an absolute must on those. I think that the battle pass, the 3 years thing, the battle pass, and the Walker's Trails add-on, I think, are the most three valuable things to you in the game.
3 years?
Three years. That's you. Yeah,
Oh.
that's the 3 years thing. It's what gives you the extra 15 slots for your savings and like for your for your combinations for your teams.
Yeah, man, that sounds good. I'm just running this. What is it called? The Goblin Lair.
Hmm.
Do you have to redo the campaign every new season?
Not the campaign, but you do have to re-clear all of the zones. Like if you're looking at my map, these zones, see,
So,
you got to go back through
yeah.
them again. So it's just the small area, right? It's from, the zone is attempts available, so you go in there, fast travel. Like I can open that up, hit confirm, and then just go through and blast through it because yeah, this is a legendary team, so they literally like they toot and everybody dies. It's ridiculous. Watch this. Poof. Okay, at least it's this time it actually took more than a
What
poof. First couple
what
of
other
levels.
games do you guys play?
I don't play. This is it. I'm dedicated to this one 100% at this time.
Nice.
To the
And it
point with
seems to.
this, with this test server, this is 4 accounts.
Take it. It will be
What?
beneficial
So
to us.
accounts, because I use the same account to. I have my character over on the other server, and then I have
4
this character on
characters.
y'all's server,
4
and it's
characters.
on the.
One account, 4 characters.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You can have 4 characters per account. Is that or?
I haven't actually logged out of this test server yet, so I'm not actually sure if I can what's going to happen to switch. I'm pretty sure I can just switch. Hang on, I'm just going to kill this quick.
I heard the sound.
Now, if you go into a battle and you don't use your ultimate on one of your characters, and then you go into the next battle, will that ultimate still be ready like right off the bat, or does it start fresh every battle?
Yeah, it starts fresh.
So, what things do you get from being in an alliance? Is there like little daily and weekly rewards for everybody?
Yeah.
Like, is there like goals that the alliance meets, and then people do different activities and they build up towards rewards? How does that work?
Yes, absolutely. So basically, your alliance bonus right here. So you get like basically when you complete progress and things, you get additional boosts. 15% accuracy plus 40, defense plus 15, this kind of stuff on events and those kind of things. But it's the commissions is basically what the big thing is. Alliance members clear Frost to main stage however many times. There's 3 different levels. You can do 12 quests per week, and that raises the alliance's level. The higher the alliance level, the more rewards basically that you get
Right.
from being in the group is pretty much how it works. Because when you complete, it's hard for me to show you stuff. Like you get this little, like you get some, like you complete the points on a daily basis, and you get the wire marrows, and you get the gold, and so forth and so on from it. So it's just, it's not huge benefits, but everything adds up, right? So plus you can run content together. You know, you can
Oh, okay.
you can do
Nice.
team events. You can't do it. It's hard to do a team event when you're not in an alliance.
Oh, so you can do stuff with other people. Nice.
Well, you can do an Otherworld Rift type thing, and you can do it. You know, you can bring in another competitor. When you get high enough in the game, you can actually compete head to head with your friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, another thing too. So I'm running this dungeon right now, and the first level I just smash it, right?
Mhm.
So, and I can do the second level, but it's down to the last second, right? As far as rewards. So, is it best to just whatever one you can do the fastest, just spam that one over and over again, so you keep getting the potions?
Yeah.
Rally troops, what are they? Do they just like rally your team together? Are they like buff supporters or?
Radiant and Light. Okay, so Radiant and Light, their high damage dealers are Rally. Poison in the first season, you get 2 poison characters and they fire off each other and increase the power. If you put 2, it's Burn in season 2, but it's Fire in season 1. It's Wild. If you put 2 wild characters for fire together or more, they enhance each other and radically increase the damage done. Like for every synergy, there's an affiliation, right? So Dauntless characters, Poison, it's Frost for Ice, it's Dauntless for Lightning in season 1. It's Jesus. I can't remember. There's too many of them, man. I got.
So like I have Martina.
Yeah, so needless to say, you got defense, you got support, and then you've got poison, frost, wild, rally, summon are the ones for season 1. For season 2, they add thunderbolt, ice blast, and burn. For season 3, they add shadow, corrosion, and aura. Shadow, corrosion, and aura.
Is there a resource in the game that shows you what combos are good together, like this element with this element, this element with this element? Is there anywhere in the game to like see what elements fit really well together?
Well, that's your synergy at the top corner there. Whenever you're in a dungeon, you just click on that synergy thing in the corner.
Hello, my friends.
Hello, hello. Or you go to your psychic core and go to element power. No, which one is it? Attributes, identity. Whatever, I forget. Elemental affinity. Oh yeah, you can go right there. Go to elemental affinity, click overview, and it shows it. See.
Okay, nice, cool. Is Martina any good?
Martina's one of the strongest rally people for season 1.
Nice.
But you also have to be aware of the difference between melee and ranged characters, because mechanics are big in this game as well. So you have to make sure that you're aware of splash damage. So when your rally characters are right beside your tank, and they're all 3, if you have 2 rally characters that are both melee, and they're fighting right beside your tank, all 3 of those characters are 1 slot apart. If then you go into the fire ice crystal dungeon and fight the boss at the end of that does the big burn thing, they're going to take massive damage because they're right next to each other. There is a way to space them out to avoid it, but it depends on the dungeon, the mechanics, and the fight as to how easy that is to accomplish.
Okay.
Planes. Multiverses. Each world has its own master. Adventurers raise their torches aloft and race to their finale. Yet there is always an invisible force around. The eternal pivot, the true master. So volatile, so unfathomed, and yet...
Huh? Honest to goodness gold! Oh! By the ancestors' hammers! Would you look at that! I'm rich! Mind yourself! Come on, folks! We're about to be
What an
loaded.
idiot.
Huh?
Now, make a guess. Where will your fate land?
New verse.